What is the point of having millions of dollars if you're just going to live in a boring box? Forget the typical marble countertops and the standard infinity pools. Today, we are looking for the strange, the historic, and the downright bizarre. Let's get into it. We are heading to Newport, Rhode Island to look at a property called Seaview Terrace. This home is currently listed for $28,500,000. This is the largest privately owned estate in all of Newport, and it is one of the last remaining summer cottages from the historic Gilded Age. It is absolutely massive with an interior living space of over 40,000 square feet. But here is the part that makes it truly unique. If this house looks a little bit spooky to you, that is because it was used as the exterior for the Collinwood Mansion in the famous television show Dark Shadows. It was built in the French Gothic Revival style, so it features stone turrets, intricate stained glass, and high arches. While most homes of this size are now museums, this one is actually for sale. So if you have $28 million lying around and you want to live in your own private castle, this is the one for you. Next up, we are heading to Las Vegas, Nevada to look at one of the most famous doomsday bunkers in the world. This is the underground house located at 3970 Spencer Street. From the sidewalk, it looks like a totally normal suburban home, but the real property is hidden 26 feet below the ground. It is listed for $8,500,000. It was built in 1978 by an executive from Avon Cosmetics named Jerry Henderson, who was terrified of nuclear war. He spent $10 million building a 15,000 square foot concrete bunker so he could survive the apocalypse in style. To get down there, you have to take an elevator hidden inside the main house. Once you are underground, it is designed to look exactly like the outdoors. The floor is covered in green carpet to look like grass, and there are artificial trees everywhere. The walls are hand painted with massive murals of mountains and landscapes, so you never get claustrophobic. It features a swimming pool, 2 hot tubs, a sauna, and even a 4-hole putting green. There is a dance floor with a pole and a barbecue grill hidden inside a fake rock. The craziest part is the lighting system. It has switches for day, dusk, and night, which turns on twinkling stars on the ceiling. It is a perfect 1970s time capsule that allows you to live in total luxury while the world ends above you. Next, we are moving to Racine, Wisconsin for a home that is the definition of a hidden gem. It is currently listed for exactly $1 million. From the curb, this looks like a standard mid-century brick ranch. It has 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and sits on Lake Michigan. But the original owner, a man named Fred Hermes, had a secret obsession. He was an organ enthusiast. So in 1956, he bought a massive Wurlitzer pipe organ from a closing theater in Detroit and moved it into his basement. To make it fit, he built a fully functioning concert hall known as the Basement Bijou. It features authentic theater seats for 50 people, a balcony, crystal chandeliers, and a working projection booth for silent movies. The organ itself is a beast, with 5 keyboards and thousands of pipes hidden in chambers behind the walls. So if you want a house where you can host a full symphony without waking up the neighbors, this is the one. We are heading to the Pacific Northwest for a home that redefines waterfront living. In Seattle, Washington, you can buy this stunning floating home for $5,750,000. This is not a houseboat, there is no engine, and it does not move. This is a high-end architectural masterpiece that is permanently built on the water. Located at 2309 North Northlake Way, it sits right on Lake Union, which you might recognize from the movie Sleepless in Seattle. But unlike Tom Hanks's cozy cottage, this place is a modern glass palace. It features over 2,000 square feet of living space, including 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. Because it is located at the very end of the dock, you have unobstructed front row views of the Gasworks Park fireworks and the downtown skyline. It has massive sliding glass walls that open up to the lake, so you can jump on your paddleboard right from your living room. The best feature is the rooftop deck. It spans the entire length of the house, giving you a perfect spot to watch the seaplanes land and the boats drift by. And just so you know, buying a floating home is complicated. You aren't just paying for the house, you are paying for the water rights to keep it there. But for nearly $6 million, you get the ultimate Seattle lifestyle. No lawn to mow, and a view that changes every single day. We are moving on to Branford, Connecticut for a property that redefines the word isolation. For $29,995,000, you can buy the ultimate introvert's paradise. This is Rogers Island, also known by its historic name, Yonkomis Island. It is a 7.65-acre private kingdom located in the famous Thimble Islands archipelago. This isn't just a summer home, it is a piece of history. It was originally developed in 1902 by a man named John J. Phelps. He was a wealthy financier and a famous yachtsman who was actually the first American to sail a yacht around the world. He built this massive 10-bedroom Tudor mansion on a granite ridge, 45 feet above the water, so he could survey his empire. The current grounds are just as impressive as the house. It features a Jack Nicklaus designed pudding green, complete with sand traps. There is a commercial-grade greenhouse, a heated pool with a spa, and formal gardens with a koi pond and cascading waterfalls. It even has a separate artist studio and a 4-bedroom guest house, so your visitors never have to stay in the main residence. The island has passed through the hands of some very interesting people, including an eccentric widow of a party goods magnate who started collecting islands in the area like they were trading cards. It is fully self-sufficient, with its own massive generators and water systems. So if you want to live like a Gilded Age tycoon and ensure that your neighbors are at least a boat ride away, this is the place for you. Next, we are heading to the Ozark Mountains in Chester, Arkansas for a property that comes with some permanent guests. For $1,999,999, you can own the historic Beard and Lady Inn. Built in 1887, this building has survived 2 massive fires and 2 floods that wiped out the rest of the town, but it is best known for what happens after the lights go out. It is reputedly haunted by 2 ghostly women named Ruby and Pearl, who are believed to be former workers from when this place was a brothel during World War I. Passers-by frequently report seeing them waving from the second-floor windows. There is also a spirit named Clarence, a former guest who reportedly froze to death on the balcony of room 4. Today, the property is a fully restored 11-room hotel where every room is themed around a different human fear, like loneliness or commitment. It also includes a functioning apothecary shop that sells handmade soaps and tinctures. So if you're looking for a business opportunity that mixes history, hospitality, and a little bit of horror, this is the perfect investment. Next, we are heading to National City, California to look at a property that proves you don't need to be royalty to live in a castle. For $4,485,000, you can own the Collins Wellington Estate. This is a rare Spanish Revival castle that was built in 1928. It sits on 8 private acres of land, which is almost unheard of for this area. The house was originally built by a man named H.A. Collins and later owned by the prestigious Wellington family, who were famous for hosting massive parties for the Southern California elite. The interior is absolutely stunning. It features a grand ballroom with an 18-foot cathedral ceiling and a musician's balcony where a live orchestra would play for the guests below. The floors are made of rare curly oak with peg and bow tie details, and there is even inlaid onyx flooring in the dining room. It has a regal double-height stone foyer with gold gilded ceilings and a wrought iron staircase. This home is so historically significant that it has a Mills Act designation, which means the property taxes are significantly lower than a normal house. It is a true architectural time capsule that lets you live like a 1920s tycoon. Next, we are going to New York City for a property that has racked up more frequent flyer miles than most people. For $7,995,000, you can own this townhouse at 135 East 19th Street. This is not just a replica of a Dutch home. It is the real thing. It was originally built in the 1600s in Amsterdam. In 1845, the entire house was dismantled brick by brick and shipped across the Atlantic Ocean to New York. It was rebuilt on the Upper West Side before being moved again in 1910 to its current spot in Gramercy. It features incredible stained glass windows on every single floor and a massive ornate fireplace that looks like it belongs in a museum. The highlight is the Italian room, which has a barrel vaulted ceiling and plasterwork that will make your jaw drop. It even has a solarium with a working fountain so you can enjoy nature in the middle of Manhattan. This is a rare chance to live in a piece of European history that just happened to travel 4,000 miles to get here. Deep in the woods of Malvern, Pennsylvania, lies a home that is a complete work of art. For $1,999,000, you can own the McElroy house. This was the personal residence of legendary builder Robert McElroy, who designed it in 1975. He wanted a house that would interfere with nature as little as possible, so he built it to flow right into the landscape. It features sharp, geometric roof lines and massive floor-to-ceiling glass walls that make you feel like you are living in a treehouse. But the real magic is in the details. Inside, the woodwork was handcrafted by Horace Hartshaw, a student of the famous artist Wharton Esherick. He built a sculptural spiral staircase that floats in the center of the room, and custom cabinetry that looks more like museum furniture than kitchen storage. It sits on 5 private acres, with a stream running through the property. If you want a home that feels like a mid-century modern sanctuary, this is it. We are landing deep in the heart of Texas for a property that is not just a home, but an entire universe of its own, and we have saved the biggest price tag for last. For $29 million, you can become the owner of Good Thyme Farm, located in Belleville, Texas, right between Austin and Houston. This is a sprawling 352-acre compound that feels more like a Wes Anderson movie set than a cattle ranch. Most ranches in Texas are all about dusty boots and dark leather, but this estate is different. It is whimsical, colorful, and completely designed to be a self-contained paradise. At the center of the property sits the main residence. It is a pristine 4,000 square foot Greek Revival mansion that looks like it was dropped into the middle of the woods from a fairy tale. The interiors were designed by the world-famous designer Miles Red, so instead of boring beige walls, you are getting high-gloss ceilings, bold colors, and custom wallpapers that make every single room feel like a jewelry box. It features 5 bedrooms and 5 bathrooms, with a wraparound porch that offers views of the rolling sandy hills. But the main house is just the beginning. This property is set up like a private village. Just a short walk from the main house, you will find the casita. This is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath guest house that is nicer than most people's actual homes. Then there is the pool area. This isn't just a hole in the ground, it is a resort-style swimming pool with a custom painted floor surrounded by manicured hedges and a luxury cabana. If you like sports, you have your own tennis court and a pickleball court. But what really justifies the $29 million price tag is the infrastructure. This place is designed for the end of the world, but with high fashion. It has over 8 massive greenhouses, barns, and grazing fields. It is currently set up as a fully organic farm, meaning you could technically close the gates and live here forever without ever needing to go to a grocery store. There are 2 massive ponds stocked with bass and catfish, and miles of trails that wind through the piney woods. Whether you want to raise cattle, grow your own food, or just host the most expensive parties in Texas, this estate can do it all. It is the ultimate combination of rugged self-reliance and high society luxury, and it is the perfect way to end our list of the most unique homes in America.